That night, Arjun saw the witch, and then the game of death began. The village Kalidangar was surrounded by dense forests and old ruins. There was a strange rule in that village. No one should leave their homes after midnight, because that's when the night witch awakens. People said that the witch wore a white sari, her long hair hung to the ground, and her eyes glowed like red fire. But the scariest thing was that whoever heard her voice never returned. The village children would lock themselves in their homes as soon as evening fell. The streets would become empty, and the entire village would be plunged into a deathly silence. But Arjun, a 17-year-old boy living in the village, didn't believe these things. He had seen people scared many times. Some would say, "I saw her hanging upside down from a tree." Some would say, "She calls out someone's name at night." Arjun would laugh. One night, Arjun told his friends, "Today I will prove that this witch is just a myth." His friends were terrified. "Don't be crazy, Arjun." Everyone who tried to find her disappeared. But Arjun didn't listen. That night, at exactly 11:45, he took a flashlight and camera and went to the old banyan tree outside the village, the same place where there were most reports of witch sightings. It was pitch dark all around. The air was so cold that my body started shivering. The branches of the tree were shaking as if someone was sitting on them. Arjun turned on his camera and said, "Look, friends, there's nothing here." Suddenly, "Arjun!" A low, terrifying voice echoed through the forest. Arjun's face fell. He immediately looked back, but there was no one there. He composed himself. Someone is playing a joke. Then the same voice came again. "Arjun, look at me." This time, the voice came from the top of the tree. Arjun, frightened, raised his flashlight, and his body froze. A woman was hanging upside down on a thick branch of the tree. Long, disheveled hair, a white, torn sari, and glowing red eyes. Her face looked nothing like a human. Arjun fell back in fear. The witch began laughing softly. He. Her laughter echoed throughout the forest. Arjun started running, but he felt someone running after him. He looked back. The witch wasn't running on the ground. She was flying through the air, following him. Arjun kept running with all his might. Suddenly his foot hit a stone and he fell. His flashlight fell away. Darkness spread all around. Just then he felt someone's cold breath near his ear. Slowly he turned his head, and the witch was looking at his face very closely. Her eyes were bleeding. She whispered, "Why did you wake me up?" Arjun screamed. Then suddenly temple bells started ringing in the distance. Tun, tun, tun. Hearing the bells, the witch screamed loudly and retreated. Seizing the opportunity, Arjun started running and reached the village temple. The temple priest saw his condition. "You saw her, didn't you?" Arjun said tremblingly. She really is." The priest took a deep breath and said, 20 years ago, a woman was murdered near that same banyan tree. The villagers thought she was a witch and burned her alive. As she was dying, she cursed that she would return every new moon night. Arjun's hands began to tremble. "What will happen now?" the priest said. "Whoever she sees dies within 3 nights." Hearing this, Arjun felt the ground slip from under his feet. The first night, Arjun began to see the same witch everywhere, sometimes outside the window, sometimes in the corner of the room, but as soon as he looked closely, she would disappear. The second night, the sound of someone crying came from outside his house. His mother tried to open the door, but Arjun yelled, "Don't open the door!" The voice suddenly turned into laughter. On the third night, the entire village was plunged into darkness. Arjun was sitting in his room in front of the idol of God. Just then, the electricity went out. Silence filled the room. Then slowly, the door to his room began to open on its own. Churr. Arjun's breathing quickened. 2 red eyes flashed in the darkness. The witch was standing at the door. She said slowly, "Now, it's your turn." Arjun began to recite a mantra loudly. Suddenly, a strong wind began to blow in the room. Things on the walls began to fall. The witch screamed in anger. And then, the temple's morning bell rang. The first ray of sunlight entered the room. The witch screamed in pain and vanished, turning into smoke. After that day, Arjun was never the same. He was always afraid, But the story doesn't end there. A few months later, other people in the village, the boys also saw a woman in a white sari near the same banyan tree that night. She slowly turned towards them and smiled. And then, the entire forest echoed with her terrifying laughter. Hey, hey, hey!